So, what do you think about all this campus area? Nice? Okay, so we are ready to start the lectures. So, Diana will continue the marketing lecture. So, today's topic is product price distribution and promotion. So,
oh, thank you. Thank you. So how are you guys today? Better? Perfect. Oh, super. Sounds good. So, did you learn yesterday anything? Did you learn anything? Can you remember anything? No? Everything is gone by the wind. Today, you need to remind yourself what we were talking about yesterday. We were talking about target market, the people you want to have, and the potential buyers, right? And then we were talking about competition and what is your competitive advantage of your product. How will you be different than your competitor? Right. Everybody on the same map? Yes? No? Maybe?
Yes.
Can't hear you.
More or less.
Good. So now, we're going to continue. Yesterday was the basics of marketing. The most essential things you need to know before you go any of these. And I will show you a quick tool that you can use when you are thinking of doing marketing. And the tool is very handy because it goes with all of these 4 words. So first of all, we are going with the product. Let's see what we think about product when we talk about marketing. Then we go to the price. I know you're wood engineers, you love the price because everybody has the same product. You feel like it's the price we are competing with. But today I'm hoping to show you otherwise. Distribution, very, very important. Where do the consumers get your product from? This goes nearby logistics. But this is on the marketing point of view. And of course, promotion. Promotion. The films you saw yesterday were all about promotion. And like every lecture I'm going to give, you're going to have some case examples at the very end of this presentation. So I hope you're going to bear with me. Let's see. So start with the product. Or not? Yes? So I was telling you about a tool that has the product price in place. This is distribution and promotion, 4 P's. And we are calling it marketing mix. This is one of the tools that is very handy. It's easy to remember and you can use it anytime. So, product, all about the customer. What the customer needs and wants, you're going to deliver it to them. Pricing, well, you need to make a profit if you're going to stay on the market, right? But you need to consider the price, thinking of the customer. Place, distribution, where do we get this? I like this car. Where can I get it? If I can't get it anywhere, it's like, well, money not well spent. Promotion. This is, I showed you yesterday, examples where products were promoted during the Super Bowl season. And I said it's like, you need to have this much money and a little bit more to handle the US markets. But today I'm going to show how the promotion can be done only with public relations. Public relations means that you don't put advertisements in media. You do it otherwise. You do it with an earned media. You call it earned media because you don't pay for it. Right. So, first call, product. These are the questions you want to ask. So what does the customer want from the product? What is your main issue? What does it satisfy? Then there's, are there some some features in the product that the customer don't want to pay for. Example, you have a car, and I would love to have a car with an air conditioner. Well, that sounds crazy, but that's how I am. And the car manufacturer is giving me the air conditioner. They're coming with multiple driving positions, and I don't care about those. I just want the car. So at that point, they are offering me too much. I'm paying from the features I do not want. So that's when you think about the product and the terrace deck. Think about what features you want to add in to a target group. If it's the filthy rich people you are wanting to sell the board to, they wanted to have it assembled. But if it's like a normal person, they might be, no, I don't want to have it assembled. I don't want to pay from that. So they're not going to buy it just because you have mispriced this. Here, when do they use it? How does it look like? How does it feel? Does it smell? Does it have something like a color or a size that's different? You can think of mobile phones, for instance. You think of, how do you feel like Apple 6? There were just a couple people who would rather take Apple than Samsung or any other. How do you feel it? It's way bigger than the 4 or the 5.
Yeah, but it's good.
You feel it's good.
Yeah.
I feel like it's too big already. I felt like I like the 5,
Yeah.
but maybe I'm just like going like, nah, I don't want to change it. It's a good product.
Yeah.
But yeah. Some of people say, just like you, it's good to have a big monitor. And others, like me, like, no, the medium size is good. And my mother-in-law, she says, no, I like the small. Why can't they do why do we need to have a smartphone? Why can't we just stick with the old Nokia, And I said, yeah, time runs, time flies. You need to have different features. Yesterday's topic, how is it different? It needs to be different. And how the cost can be provided so that it will still be a profitable you to manufacture. How much price? Well, let's see. So, here's the core product. Here's the benefit. I want to drive a car. What's the benefit for me to have a car? It's not the car, actually. It's for me to transport from A to B as fast as I can, right? That's the benefit. The core product is a car, but the benefit is different. When you think of it, the actual product is much more. So, I want to go from A to B fast enough. This is the car. Then I have something else here. Brand name, image. They're not anyone from France, are they? No? Good. Because I'm driving today with Citroën. And that's the car I would never pick. No. I'm with the Toyota kind of type. Maybe Skoda. That's the two of those are okay. They're equal to me. And maybe if I had a shitload of money, I might go even BMW or Audi. But considering the price and the quality, Toyota and Skoda are the two for me to think of. Then you have the features, you have the air conditioner, you may have a parking assistant, but you need to think about, are these features, are they necessary for your target group? Do they need it? Do you want to pay for those features? Packaging. I never see a car with a gift wrap, having like a gift wrap, like in US when they turn 16 and they have their beautiful cars. I would like it actually, but well, you don't see it. That's bad. Design. I felt like my Avensis looked like It was ugly as hell, the older one. But I got used to it because I don't see the front of the car. Somebody else sees it all the time. They just see my headlight, backlights, you know? So, that's the core product here. But the actual product, it comes with all of these elements. But still, this is not the final product. You still have something more. This is like added value. But if, once again, if your target group is not willing to pay for this added value, it's vain, you know? You don't need to do it. You have delivery and credit. Amazon delivers you the package within 2 hours. Very good. Warranty. When Kia, you know the car called Kia, right? When it entered Finnish markets, they said they would have like a warranty for 7 years. 7 years. None of the other car manufacturer could do it. So for Kia, the warranty was a very great benefit, and that was their competitive advantage. And Kia started multiplying. They are taking market shares. Of course, that was a very good deal. Then you have after sales. When you sold the product, what happens? You just leave it. Thank you for your money, goodbye. No? Yes? Sounds good? No? Yeah. So you need to think about what happens when the person is purchased your product. Is there something you could say more to this person? Is this person the kind of person you want to say like to all his friends, like, hi, I bought this product from this and this manufacturer, it was great. You know, you need to try it. I know you need this product, so you need to try it. Yeah, that's very important. Installation. I was talking yesterday about this. When you have the terrace deck, do the consumers, do they want to have it installed? Assembled, yeah. For the rich people, or otherwise, people living in cities, they don't know how to do it, the terrace deck. You do, but most of the people don't know. Are you the guys who say like, don't worry, I'm going to install it. I'm going to assemble this one for you, and it will look great. And the customers, yes, this is good service, thank you. But it's not the core product, it's just adding value to the client. I'll give you another example, because I think we all like the how your man should what is it? The advertisement I show you, how all your man should smell like. Well, the core benefit, deodorant. You smell like flowers. Maybe not flowers, but something. You smell like better than the sweat. That's the benefit. You want to smell better than the sweat. Then you think about the packaging and the design. You may have this kind of black package. Does this intrigue you to buy this product? Is this a product you want to buy? No? It's kind of a plain and simple. Okay, it has a good design, but that's it. What if we added the brand name? How this will change it? You know Axel? Yeah, Axel. It will change it a lot because they have a big brand and that's very strong brand. How about now? Would you buy it? Yes, probably. If you don't like it, you don't like it, but most of you would buy it because you see the final product. This is the final product. This is the benefit. So as you can see, the benefit is wrapped around a lot of things. Well, this one, they don't have it too much because it's adding value that the purchaser or the buyer don't want to have. They don't want to buy only this. And the promise that they will smell like flowers. There's no warranty. Sometimes there are. You can return the purchase if you don't like it in 14 days, but that's the law normally. But sometimes they say like you get all your money back if you don't like the product, and we will ask you some questions and so on. That's the only way to go. Yeah. Surprise! Surprise! This is normally something that people are afraid of. I don't know why. But price is always seen as the boogeyman. You don't tell the price because nobody want to buy it because you don't want to ask money for it. Silly. No, let's not do it. Basically, in marketers' point of perspective, we are looking at the value. What's the value for the buyer? How much do you want it? If you want a phone, how much do you want it? What's the value? And what's the value of the brand? If I'm not getting Apple, which I'm going to take, Samsung, maybe not Samsung, but well, iPhone is much more priceful than Samsung, but I still need to have that iPhone because it's adding more value to me, the brand, even though the features are more or less the same. Once again, think about the target group. What do you think? Are they willing to pay? Or are they cheap? There's lots of, if you want to decrease and get the market share, do you get more customers? Or if you increase the marginals to get more profit, will the customers be like, no, that's too expensive? So, from market's perspective, you need to know about your target group. Discounts. We were talking about yesterday, Finland, there was a couple of groceries that they were admitting discounts to students, which is very, very clever. Same as most of the groceries saying like, no, we want families. We are not giving discounts for a single person. And for the others, they are looking at the advantage of trading specific segments with discounts. Not all. Remember, not all, but a certain group of people. That would be students. Not the families, because they're purchasing so much. They're doing so much. But that kind of a small segment. Competitors, you do need to know what they are doing. If you are selling way too cheap all the time, you're lowering the marketing price and it's very hard to get the price back on track. If you sell too high, well, we all know what that happens. Well, the segment says like, no. Basic idea. The price is the value that customer is willing to give up to get the product or get the benefits. The smell, going from A to B, talking on phone, connecting with people. That's the price you need to be willing to do. Well, let's see. So, the product costs are flowed to the price, of course. You need to make something. You can't have a huge amount of costs running loose and sell it cheap. You don't have a company anymore. No. Profit will suffer. And profit is something we marketers really want to do. Because normally marketing is seen as a cost. You need to make loads of work for looking at your segments, thinking of which market share you want to have. Then you need to take a look at the competitors, and you need to have this and this and this and this and this. nothing adds up money. So you need to have like, what's the cost and which price we are selling it. On the other part, if it's...
Rainer.
Oh, sorry.
May I ask
Yeah.
a question? So, what about when we are really launching new product and the customer would like to test the product first? So, he has never seen the product and how it works and
I'll show it later on.
Okay, but my question was that what is your idea about the pricing in that sentence, so that when you are making such a testing
Well, you have a budget for testing, I
giving the
assume.
first lot to the customer, so So
I
that-
would say you need to have like a certain kind of a budget for doing the product development, and you have set amount. You have said like this amount I'm going to give with the product development, and making it testing for the customers are part of that palette.
but the customer is not ready to pay
Probably
full
not.
price.
Probably not. Who is? I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
What is the right price? So in
Is
your
there
opinion?
a right kind of a answer for that one?
have-
Well,
I have my own,
if you think about the
experience,
composite, UP and Profi, what they're doing, they have a terrace deck too, but it's not made from wood. They're making it so that there is a PR value, marketing value. They're giving the product for free to targets, and they're saying, we are assemble this one for you. And then there will be lots of reporters taking pictures, good looking pictures, and they're placing it on magazines and online in different medias for free. That way. Because the
customer
media,
is paying something.
no, the customer isn't paying. Normally, the customer might not pay anything, but you're gaining there, because you need to. The media is very expensive to buy. If you get the media for free, then it's like plus minus zero, because the product costs you something, the media costs you something. If you have a marketing value, if you have PR value, if there are lots of people looking at your product inside the magazine or online and say, hey, I want to have that one. What's the real value then? Sometimes you need to give something free in order to get something beneficial for the company. Of course, you don't give it like, yeah, you just test it and we'll look at here and just tell me what you think. If you have a bulk product, something like low cost, something small, doesn't, Terrace Deck isn't one of these, but let's say like something like Axe. You can easily give like 100 bottles for someone to test, and the test groups gives you all the information like, we like this and we like that, and this was good, this wasn't, and you can use it with your advertisement campaigns, for instance. But if you're really smart, you wouldn't do it like that one. You would give it to bloggers. People tend to look at the bloggers and read the blogs. You give it to those people because they take it for free. They don't take any money to test your product. Once again, visibility, advertisement. If you give it for free, as you asked, I wouldn't. No,
I
no.
would,
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. You need to have a beneficial. You need to have something that gives the product a brand name or something. You need to have something back.
I totally agree with you. So
Yeah.
I have been using minus 50% price.
Well, that's
so-
okay. That's okay. And if it's a good customer and that's a customer that you see it's a potential and probably going to buy a lot of your product, then you give it minus 50. Try it, because
Because
you
it happens
you
sometimes.
almost know that they are going to purchase it anyway,
Yeah.
because they are part of your development strategy. So in that way, yeah.
But it has happened for me sometimes that if I have given just free of charge products, wooden products, so like plywood. So the customer says that of course I'm interested in about your new product, but then after 2 years you can see storage that they have not even opened the package.
Yeah,
So-
don't do it. Don't do
So
it.
that's
Don't-
not the
don't do it.
ideal way to go.
No. Let's continue. Well, if the price is set too high, the price is greater than the value that the customer sees, they're not going to buy it. There's a brand going on. If you have a strong brand, they will pay more to get the product, even though the price is high. Type of costs. Do you know anything about this? Have you learned any cost calculations? Probably yes. So there's fixed costs that don't change even though you're manufacturing more and more and more and more. These are the floor level costs, so-called. There's facilities, there's equipment that you need to use when you are using it to make the terrace board. And then the basic organization. You need to have someone in charge, then you need to have someone who is doing the job, and probably someone who is invoicing and sending the product to the world. Another one, variable. These depend on how much product will you manufacture. These are the amount of wood and what is used. Powers, salaries for the working men. This is something you need to look at. Okay, the fixed cost is also important to look at when you are thinking of price, because that's the total cost. Well, there are three major pricing strategies. These sound like name monsters once again, but the value base is looked upon a customer, and the cost base is product driven. I will show you what's the difference. And this one it's totally different than these two, because this is based on what the competition is going to do. Let's look at these. So the cost based, actually you are going with this. You have designed a good product, then you need to determine what's the cost, then you set the price. Of course you remember to add the little margin, the profit margin, and then you just convince the buyer, like, this is a great product, we are so eco-friendly, we have quality, you need to buy us. So that's the cost base. And then there's value based. This is like you asked about if you take a customer alongside with your development projects. So you need to first think about this one. You may have a couple of good customers that are saying, like, we need to have a product, we don't have a product like this. Could you, or have you given any thought of doing this kind of a product? Then you need to figure out what the customers really want. When the customer is part of this development project, it's easier because you know the value it's setting. The product is setting some kind of value for them. So then you take the price to match the value. Because they are taking, with the process here, they've been asking, what do you want? You can ask higher price. Yes? Then you need to think about the costs. If you're manufacturing, you have high costs and low marginal of profit. Well, you're not going to be very profitable, are you? The company won't survive. So, you need to think about the fixed and the variable costs. Then that's the full price, and then you design the product, which has those features that the customer wanted, with the price they are willing to pay. this is hard. This is very hard. This is the normal way to go. But if you have time, I think there will be a couple of companies coming by, I think tomorrow, and they will tell you that they have done like this. So keep that in mind. Well, costs always play an important role. Yes?
About this second choice,
Mhm.
how fast this needs to be done, because the customer needs change all the time.
That one is a long project. That's one, it will take years. This one.
Which means that you start with some group of people or customers,
Mhm.
and after years they could be different.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's the beauty. That's the beauty. You know, that's seriously the beauty of this topic. It might be, but you need to know the trends and the mega trends, because there are lots of trends going on. At the moment, what is the biggest trend is that it's called homing. You wanna decorate your house. You wanna make your living looking like luxurious, and you wanna own a cottage, and you wanna place it like a terrace deck. This is very big trend at the moment, and they are saying it will pass in 5 years. So you need to look at the trend maps as well when you're thinking of doing some product, or thinking of you're going to have a market for it. It's not always that simple. I'm just showing the simple ones, but it's getting harder if you go like deeper on in marketing. Then I was talking about the competition-based pricing. 2 ways. This is market penetration pricing. So the idea is you set a low initial price. So you need to cut down your profit margin a bit in order to get a huge audience that's going to buy your products. And then after a while you put the margins back on top. When people are getting used to the product and you see like demand is growing. And how is this possible? You need to know this one. This is important. When you have high sales volumes, that means that the cost will drop. If you don't, the cost will be up and you're not doing any profit. So this one you need to be careful of. Market skimming. This is a different route. You look for those buyers that have lots of money, and then you set up the price very high and get the maximum profit out of it. So you have like a small nesting egg. You know, you can place it on advertisement, you can place it on making a brand, you can do different kind of things with this one. The sales aren't that big. You are selling for a niche. Remember the niche? The single small target group. So the sales is not that big, but it's more profitable. You get out of more money from it. This one is important. If I'd say to you, now you need to buy the sports ladder, and I set up a high price. You're like, so quality and image must be okay before you do it, before you try it. Otherwise it's down to the drain, so to speak. Note. The cost can't rise too high when producing a smaller amount. And also, if the market is very mature, let's say terrace decks, I think that it's quite major, the market. There's lots of different products that you can choose from. Then the entry barrier, how do we get inside the business? How do we get our share? is harder. So you could try to make it more expensive, and when you get, if you make the product more expensive, you automatically think this must be more, it must give me more than the competitor's product. It must be the quality, it needs to have like quality, more quality, because it's you know, cost me more. It's not that. Most of the times it's not like that, but people tend to think so. Place, distribution. Where can I buy this? So you have the product, it's good. You have the target group, yes, we want to have the product. You have a correct price. Now we just need to figure out how the client will get the product. What are those channels? Here you can see there's different kind of methods. You can sell it in a store, hardware store, if you have a terrace deck, probably. Or is there some kind of a more expensive boutique that the fancy people go and buy something like more quality items? Would it be more appropriate? Supermarket, I don't know, maybe Finland, but I don't know about the rest of the countries. Online, probably, very good idea. Direct via catalog. Direct is more or less a personal selling. And direct is more for the businesses. If you're planning to sell to the businesses, well, then you need to think about the sales. But I will show you later. Here it comes. Once again, you need to do your homework. The competitors, how did they do it? What's their channels of distribution? Can you be different? This is competitive advantage as well if you do it differently. Not like everybody else. So, here are different kind of examples. You are the producer, you are doing the terrace board. Are you selling directly for the customers or the consumers who are going to the hardware store and asking for a terrace deck? Or are you doing with the retailer? So these are businesses too. They're ordering some amounts of your product, and then it's shipped from here, and this part is making sure the consumer gets it. Or are you doing it with a wholesaler? You know these differences? Wholesaler, retailer, who doesn't? Okay, good. The wholesaler, they normally purchase large quantities of your item. So you can sell loads here, and this one will just distribute it to different retailers, and different retailers are distributing it several clients.
Everybody needs some profit.
You got it. There's normally, people tend to look at this. So you have the maximum product and the maximum profit out of the product, and selling directly to the consumer. They're purchasing, think about terrace deck. How much do you need? 10 square meter? That's a big one already. 20? Ooh, that's a large one. But these ones, you can easily 100 times it. And they are doing it, they have more consumer contacts. Here, you can almost play with the 1,000 times the amount. So, where do you want to be? What are your costs? The more you produce, you have the cost running on, but you have the fixed cost already. But still, when you produce more, you can cut it down, the costs as well. Tricky, isn't it? And normally, this is the conventional way, okay, with the producer. Then you say it to wholesaler. He adds 10% of profit. Then it goes to retailer. Retailer adds 5%. And the final price is something you don't even know. Everybody takes profit. But I've been hearing that normally in the wood industry, the producer, wholesaler and retailer, they're doing the similar kind of a job. They have been talking about price. What kind of price do we want to set? And the price is always same to the customer. In here, the consumer might pay 15% more depending on the retailer and the wholesaler. Here, they're all working together, thinking of promotions. Because if you're a producer here, and you're doing it like this, you don't need to promote. Why not? It's this. This one here, that's all the promotion. Because he's the closest one with the customer. You can do something with the brand, but normally you can't say it costs you this and this and this, and you can get it this and this and this way. It's not money well spent. Here, if you do it like, this might be the same company even. They have just different kind of ways of doing it. So they're doing together. So this one, if you do the promotion, these three have more money than just one of these. But yeah, we are going to this way. This is the normal way nowadays. In 90s, this was the way. Nothing else.
Do you mean the new one is the right way? Or is it just the
That depends. If you want to have a large company, that the company owns all of these, that's a large company, right?
Okay.
It's like Kesko, for instance. It's a Finnish grocery manufacturer who has its own wholesaler and retailer units. And they're all here. Or you can do it if you have very good associates. You need to have very good associates for doing this. You need to be in the same page of what will it cost to the client. Because everybody wants to have the money from here. Still.
So the first one is good for a small company.
Yeah, I would say like if you have this many in between, you need to think about would it be the greatest one to take all the sales to online, for instance, and cut down the wholesaler or the retailer from the picture, and set up like an e-commerce. Then you don't have this. But there's no right or wrong here because normally companies do it like this. So you have the segment, your target group, you're here, and you say like, okay, I'm going to get hold of that segment with catalogs, telephone, internet. Customer service. They'll call me and ask for the product. I will just send them catalog and they will see and think about what they want to have. Then there's a second one. This always costs you something. There's a consumer segment too that's been seen like, okay, it's easier to go with the retailers. Normally, if you go from the country to another, you don't know how the country works, right? If you're staying in your home country, it's easier to think about this distribution. But if you go in a country you don't know that well, it might be cooler to have a retailer who tells you like, hey, the rules are this. And you know, the people purchase here, they are purchasing differently. So you need to, and you can use it like doing like different kind of a distribution channels. Just don't piss off these fellows here. Because if you sell it directly, these fellows say like, oh, you're cutting us off. So you need to be careful, please. Well, you have the consumers, You can sell it directly to the consumers or through retailers, but then you have also these businesses who would rather like to buy your terrace deck. Maybe the house manufacturers. Do they have a very good product that they are using for the ready houses? They are making tons and tons of money of housing. Maybe you should sell for them. But what's the way? Do you have the sales force? The task force? The people who run to the company and say, hey, we have a great product, buy it. Or do you want to go with the distributors and dealers and go with the segment? If the businesses, these are for the big businesses, these are smaller businesses, more or less. Because you don't have time to service everybody. So you need to think about these too. If there are just small segments here, like consumer segments, you're wasting your time most of the time. Because these dudes, they have it all around. They have the connections. Same as here, they have the business connections. And the big businesses, of course, you're taking those yourself. Questions? Promotion. This one too we were talking about yesterday. The marketing messages. What's your target market? Like, how did the people get your message through? You get loads of advertisement, online, TV, radio, you name it, you find it. How do you do it? Then there's also seasonal thing. In Finland, if you think about terrace deck, winter isn't the best time to advertise it, is it? You have tons of snow. Who is building a terrace deck when you have snow and ice? No, it's probably the springtime. Spring, summer, autumn that are the best seasons. And you need to think about the launching as well. If you launch the product in Finland during the winter, who cares? We don't need it. We just need it on the springtime. Think about it carefully. And also, how do your competitors do it? When do they do it? And how it affects you? Well, as always, there's different kind of steps, 5 steps. Target audience, you did it already, right? Then you need to determine what you want to achieve with it. Do you want to have more Twitter conversations? Do you want your brand name mentioned from there to there? Then you need to think about the message. What do you want to send? Do you want to be the eco-friendly? Choose the media accordingly. You need to have a media that gives you the boost to the message. And then you select the source. How to display it. I will give you an example. His print ads. I actually came across with this one yesterday. What do you think about it? It's just a print ad. I've been showing videos. It says like Audi S5 Quattro, nothing to prove. And there's a Jaguar sitting in with the dogs. And the dogs have been running and the Jaguar is like, couldn't care less. Strong image telling you like Audi we don't need to prove you anything. We are great. This is the message. I like it. Personally, I like this one. Painkillers. Ex-wife, you take aspirina. Ex-wife lawyer, you take double aspirinas or coffee aspirina. And here it says buyer, if it gets stronger, we get stronger. Perfect. And this is still, normally we think about only videos or TV commercials, but these are very effective when you have a very good message and you have like a media that really converts it. take this to online. It's not that funny anymore. It's print is well, it works. It's just simply does. Then I have a couple of videos I wanted to show you.
Dina, we have a
How
short
much?
break, maybe 15 minutes, or
Yeah.
then we can continue.
Cool.
Maybe. I think
Cool.
we have enough time.
We have, yeah,
Yeah.
this is the final.
Before the videos.
Yeah,
maybe.
this is the final. But anywho, yeah, we can do it.
Yes.
This is like different kind of way to get your message through. Let's watch. It's Samsung. So they utilize their distribution channel into a media channel. You just got to love it. You just got to love it. Seriously, that's a great one. And they did it differently. It's easy. You just need to have the idea how to do it differently. It took some people and took some time to make it happen, but this is something you always remember when you see it. Oh yeah, the third one. This is proven that the package do matter. So think about the package when you look at this one. This is about burger and burger
When
wrappings.
people sit down to eat a hamburger, the last thing they want to be thinking about is two guys having sex.
In 2014, we invited people to try the most controversial hamburger in history.
Trending tonight, some of the stories that are hot right now online. Twitter, Burger King.
Called the Proud Whopper. Introducing the Proud Whopper.
So like it's a gay burger or what is it? Fast food? Yeah, it's about time.
People wondered what was so different about this Whopper.
You want to try the Proud Whopper? What is the Proud Whopper? And what is it?
It really does taste different.
You taste like more like sweeter. I don't know.
But in reality, the Proud Whopper was just like any other Whopper.
We are on the same side.
It's the same burger.
You're all the same inside. I like that.
I cried in there because I was overwhelmed. A burger has never made me cry before. you were totally crying.
Our special Pride wrapper became a souvenir, a collector's item for sale to the highest bidder, a badge of hope. The Proud Whopper took over social media and mass media publications. It gathered over 1 billion media impressions worth $21 million of earned media, 7 million views, 450,000 blog mentions, and became the #1 trending topic on Facebook and Twitter in 1 week. In the end, the Proud Whopper became more than a hamburger. It became a proclamation of equality.
It makes me feel supported, it makes me feel proud, and it's just a burger, but I mean, it's baby steps the whole way.
I think this wrapper means that we all have the same rights. I love Uncle Mommy!
Well, a very good way to tell what the brand's like, what's the values of the brand, doing with a simple packaging. We are all the same inside. That's genius. And the earned media that you saw there, that was the net worth if they would have bought the media space. Now they didn't have to, because the media was all over for this topic because it was so great. Sometimes marketers do really change the world and gives you great stories. Oh yeah, and this one, oh yeah, the last one is for the earned media as well. When I told you, if you want to take over the US market, normally it's done by using Super Bowl. And Super Bowl costs you more than $10 million to advertise in. This example proves that you need to know what your competitors are going to do, when they are going to place the ads, and what kind of a message do they send. This example is from a beloved neighboring country, Sweden, who are the best, foremost the best, marketers in the northern countries. Let's see.
On Super Bowl Sunday, the US is big, loud, and expensive. Sweden is Swedish. So how does Volvo compete with the other car brands and their millions spent on commercials during the game? We don't. We steal it.
When you see a car commercial during the game, any car commercial, not Volvo, you can tweet using the hashtag Volvo contest.
The interception was simple. Their commercials would give you a chance to win one of our cars for someone you love. Just tweet their name to Volvo during any car commercial. When Mercedes wanted you to look here, people immediately went here. When Lexus spent 4.5 million for this, Twitter looked like this. Shifting the social conversation to Volvo. With up to 2,000 tweets per minute every time their commercials aired, we changed the Super Bowl conversation from one loud 30-second roar to an ongoing conversation about Volvo that lasted the entire game. We were the only car company to trend both nationally and globally.
So they weren't advertising on TV, they were letting all the other car companies do that for them?
And just like that, their millions of dollars worth of car commercials turned into a social conversation about Volvo, helping our XC60 to a 70% sales increase the month following the game, the highest in its segment.
So, no wonder the Swedes are the uncrowded marketers of the north, because they really, this time they really did it. You got to love it. They knew exactly what the competitors would do, and they found a different kind of idea to get their message through to the same target audience as the other car manufacturers. Nothing is impossible, you know, nothing. And that was the actual final video for today and for this marketing lecture. Now it's over. So thank you, audience, once again.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think we have some time left. So could you go back to the yesterday's lecture about the topics?
Segmentation.
Yes, that's the one. And then the other one is the competitive weapons. And benchmark.
Benchmarking.
If you open a little bit these three
Okay, so
to our students and to help
yeah.
us in the afternoon.
The idea is to divide you in 3 groups, and every group you are going from the room 1 to room 2 and 3. You're doing a rotation, and every room has a different kind of a topic, marketing topic. The first one, who is taking it, Ilkka, who is going with Ilkka first, is segmentation. Can you remember this one? So you are thinking of who are the potential buyers for a terrace deck, and you need to think about how the market can be segmented. Which country are you taking? Are you taking over the whole world? Are you taking a city by city? Are you thinking of the actual buyer is this aged man, woman? Maybe he or she has a higher income, maybe they are families, maybe they are more educational than others, maybe they own their own houses, maybe cottages. Where do they use it? And then you think about the buying stages. Is it the man who says like, this is the terrace board to go with? Or is it the woman who's saying like, no, wrong color, I want to have this one. So try to find the potential buyer group. That's what you need to do with Ilkka. Ilkka will help you along the way. With me, the group, every group circles with every teacher. So I'm going to have this differentiation. So you need to think about what is your competitive advantage. What will make you different from the competitors? Do you come up with something with like Volvo did? Or do you come up with something like Samsung did? Or do you just think that your competitive advantage is something like you're very eco-friendly, for instance? Here are the products, services, channels, people, image. You can think the difference from these point of views. And the third?
Benchmarking.
Which one is it? Which one do you want to have the slides to open up? Benchmarking, do you have the competitors?
Yes, and other products.
Yeah. Okay. So we are going with the benchmarking or the positioning. So you need to think about like what kind of a sector do you want to have. Then you need to have the brands. What are competing? What kind of brands are they? Then think about the attributes, that the essential product that the consumer wants to have. What is he or she buying? What is the benefit of that one? And then just plot it with the other competitors. Chart like this. I'm sure you can make it. I'm so sure. Any questions?
Now we have a really good chance to ask some questions because we start at the one of the work. So.
Yep.
When you were talking about pricing, you talked about product-based pricing. You were also talking about market-based pricing, and you mentioned something about competitor-based pricing, but I don't remember you detailing that.
Hold on. It's here. Here is it. So if you want to penetrate in the market very fast, you need to lower the price down, get a lot of people buying your product, trying it, and you go with the slower approaching market. If you're going with market skimming pricing, this is when you get the target group that has a lot of money. Your sales is low, but your profit is high. Here, your sales are up, but your profit margin is this.
I understand.
Yeah.
I was confused because you didn't give like a procedure like the other two.
Oh yeah. These two are more or less they have the same idea. This one is something you don't hold that long. It's something to just push you through to the market. And then you will set up the price, you know, when you've been having the share that you want.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I was thinking, because we are selling tennis board, so we had pine, spruce, larch, so are we
Mhm.
going to sell all those three, or do we just have one?
If you want to.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
you want to.
it doesn't.
If you make it easy, you just pick one. If you want to make it hard for you, just pick the three of them. It's more work, because I think the buyer group is different, because the price is different on the different kind of woods. I might be wrong, because I'm a marketer, not a wooden technician, but I would say like different qualities of wood
So
are,
I think you
are
need to
different.
also think about the properties of the wood material in this case. So
Okay,
we know
but
already.
we are not selling large.
Yeah, as I was coming to that, we know already that glass is not very good for the pigment, as we tested it.
Maybe we can develop technology.
Yeah.
You can consider it as a product development process. That product development always starts with several ideas, several ways, and then you kind of weed out the ones that don't seem to work, like large in this case. So you're just focusing on the one that we know that is working, and we want with that. That's my suggestion.
Any more good questions? You can ask it later on. I think you're going to have loads of questions, like how is
Yeah.
this and this and that.
Dina will help you on
Yeah.
Thursday morning and afternoon to
And
make
remember-
your reports and presentations.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can go, every team is going to have a consulting.
Yeah,
to
and
make
remember,
2 times.
there's no such thing as a wrong answer or wrong
Yeah, that's
result.
right.
You have multiple choices to go with. Some of them work better than others. But there's no right and wrong. Good?
Yeah. Any more questions, students?
Maybe the timetable. Timetable?